Alright, let's get down to business here. So, the Arduino final project for Period 1 Engineering. Essentially, what I did was I made a few ideas. I didn't actually build them onto the Arduino board, but I did think up a few ideas. I did quick sketches for them, then I chose one, and I delved further into that one. I did a fritzing for it, and I got views of it as a fritzing thing, a printed circuit board, and a schematic. And those will all be in the following clips. So, sit back, get your popcorn ready, and enjoy your grading time. So for the first step, ask, I had to simply answer a question. And that question is, what are we trying to accomplish with this project? So, the exact question that we had to answer in this whole project was, how can I design an Arduino circuit to solve a problem in my life? So here's a plan for my imagined step. In this section, I included a few ideas, which included turning on my laptop, right to the desktop, starting and stopping recordings on my laptop, open various programs on my laptop, a long-range hand, a trading card game booster pack opener, a trading card game deck shuffler and deck cutter, and a trading card game turn manager. So here for the plan step, I have 3 quick sketches of ideas that I had for the project and what I would delve deeper into. So here I have the trading card game booster pack opener, and here you can see it. It has a pair of scissors and diagram labeling the scissors, as well as a pair of hands that act as pressers to close the scissors and open them. I also have a machine or a circuit that will that will start and stop recordings on my laptop so that any videos that I make in the future will be smoother and not quite as showing of behind-the-scenes editing. And finally, I have the circuit that turns my laptop on and gets it to the desktop. So basically what it does is it will press the power button, turn it on, it'll have a few seconds delay, and then it will press the space bar, which will get me to my desktop, so I can be doing something else while I'm waiting for my computer to boot. So for the fourth step, create, I admittedly was not able to build an Arduino circuit. I know, I'm sorry. But I do have a couple other things. I have a fritzing design, I have the schematic, which was also from fritzing, and the printed circuit board, which was also from fritzing, as well as the code if I had built it and put it onto a circuit. So before I go any further with this and start showing you the fritzing things and the code, I would like to point out 2 things. One, since I don't actually have Arduino installed onto my laptop, and processing takes a very long time to open, I decided to just write the code in Notepad, which means that I don't entirely know if I got the whole thing right. I'm guessing that I did, because it doesn't seem like it'd be too complex of a code, but if I didn't get it right, then just bear with me. Also, I would also like to point out that the design that I chose to go further into was the one that turns my laptop on and gets it to the desktop. So here you can see the fritzing of the device that will get my laptop to the desktop after it has already turned it on. So basically all it is just a push button, and you press the button and it powers one servo, and then a little while later it powers another. Here we have the printed circuit board and schematic versions of the same design. They seem to be a bit more complicated and harder to follow, but they work just the same. And finally, we have the code. Now, as I said before, this was coded in Notepad, so there is no like blue text or anything like that to show that things are actually the way they're supposed to be. I just completely winged it and hoped for the best. So looking back on it, I realize that's kind of a lie. I didn't really wing it, because I took the basis of the code from challenge, I want to say 7? I think it was 7, challenge 7, servo control for the Arduino Adventures thing. So that's where I got pretty much the whole skeleton of it, and I just had to put some flesh on the bones. So for step 5, all I'm really doing is just a quick video evaluation. So, overall, I think, honestly, in its current state, the circuit will not function. It's just because, A, the code is almost definitely wrong, as I've found it's pretty difficult to take a code that's built to do something else and make it do something that's similar but pretty different, or like add on components that repeat the same action. That's pretty difficult to do too. And as well, I think the circuit and like the way I did the fritzing was also sorry I think it was also incorrect. It seemed like it was pretty inaccurate to me, but I didn't exactly know how to fix it, so I left it as it was, and that'll be how I keep it for a while, until I one day decide to come back to it and figure it out. So now on step. So finally we have step 6, improve. So the first thing to do to improve this design is make sure it's working right. So basically what I would have to do is build the actual circuit based off of the fritzing plan, and upload the code and see what happens. I highly doubt it would work because of a few reasons. One, the actual plan didn't look like it would get very far. It seemed like there was a lot of things I had misplaced and such. Also, in the code, it seemed like I had ended up not making it right, because to basically use the code, I had to go to challenge 7, copy down the code, put it into Notepad, and then change it up. And I've noticed that it's very complex to do two things with codes. One, to change it so that it does a similar function, but with duplicated components, and 2, to add those components in the same place. Okay, that's not code, that's building. But basically, to duplicate a process and have it still work the same is kind of difficult. So, once I finally got it working correctly, I would end up having it as a printed circuit board, which would be nice to have, because then I could actually have the circuit working. You know, I could actually solder the thing so that I could make my life easier with the circuit.